This is an easy drawer. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for another Tiny Tidy. Today I am going to be doing a little follow-up. I did a little decluttering, and it was dark when I finished, so I didn't put the things away properly. I didn't want to go out into my garage, and I didn't want to go down in my basement, so I thought, I'll just take care of it tomorrow. But then tomorrow came, and I didn't take care of it, so a couple days later, it was still sitting there. So I decided it was time to deal with that, and I needed to do a tiny tidy, so that might as well be my tiny tidy, right? But it didn't take long, and you really just get a before and after. So I had time to do another tiny tidy, and that was a sewing cabinet, it's like a little sewing box, a little sewing cabinet that was in my basement. So I decided I would go through that, and that could be my tiny tidy. So I have a little tidying to do, a little decluttering to do, and maybe a little deciding to do as well. So if you've got something that you need to tidy up around your house, grab your stuff and come on, we'll do it together. PJ must be reading whatever's on that box. Oh, I just turned her, sorry. But anyway, I put all of this stuff here with the intention of putting it in the trash and in other areas where it would go, in my donations piles and in the basement and stuff like that. And you know what? It's still sitting here. It's been like 3 days. I don't know. So while I am cooking these Brussels sprouts, they take 6 minutes in my microwave, and then they're supposed to sit for, I think, 2 more minutes. So I have 8 minutes. I'm going to see if I can get all of this stuff tidied up and taken care of in that time. And there goes my 2-minute timer. The microwave went off a couple of minutes ago, so those got done cooking, and they have to sit in there for 2 minutes, and so I set the timer on the stove. There's my time is up, and I got all of that stuff put away just in time for my 8 minutes to be up. Well, since that little tidy up in the kitchen didn't take very long, let's move on to another tiny tidy. Now, this is a sewing box that I bought, I don't know, many years ago, many years ago. And I just thought I was going to want to have a sewing box to put my things in, and that I would put it, close to me where I did, little handwork and stuff, and that I would actually use it. But the truth is, I put the stuff in there, and I didn't really end up using it very much or very long. So I don't really know what's in here anymore, but I am going to go through this stuff and see how much I need to keep and how much I can let go of. And I also need to decide if I'm going to keep the sewing box. Is there a way that I can use it other than for a sewing box, because I don't need to use it that way? Or would I use it even if I put something in it? So I really need to think about that while I'm going through this. I guess I might as well start here at the top. Let's see what these have in it. Well, I can see already there's a bunch of thread, and I don't need to keep any more thread. So I am just going to go ahead and put this in the gift away pile. Got some blue and some white going on there. Looks like I have a checkbook. Let's see if there's anything in it. There is. Yeah, I'll have to go through that. So we'll put that separate. And so I'm just going to go through this stuff and see what I've got. I got these top sections emptied out. I still need to try to vacuum out all the stuff that's left over in there. But I got quite a few things here, and most of it I think I'm going to be letting go of. I'm not even going to bother going through all these pins and needles. Like, a lot of them have, I don't know if you can see it, but they have like little rust spots and things on them, and I have plenty, so I don't need to bother going through those and trying to salvage them. So all of that can go. This can go. This is just some scrap fabric from a little project or something. That can go. This I can let go of. This I'm going to keep. It's a magnetic needle keeper. I'm going to put this in with my little basic sewing kit because I think that would be handy to have. And I also have this thing. It's called a plug puller or plug remover, and I remember using that one time. I had forgotten about it, but I did use that one time, so I'm going to keep that for now. And I think this might go with one of my sewing machines, so I'm going to keep that so I can check that at least. And I have some crochet hooks and knitting needles down in the basement. I've just been gathering all those together, and I'm going to go through all of those at the same time and see what I have and just get rid of duplicates. So I'll put this down in the basement for the time being. And this thing, I have plenty of these. I have one in my basic sewing kit, so you know, I don't really need another one, but something is just telling me to put one of these in our toolbox. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know why we would need one in the toolbox, but that's what I'm thinking, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep these paper or nail clippers, but I have pencil sharpeners. I don't need that. I have plenty of thimbles. I don't need that. And this is a needle. Don't need it. This is a button. Don't need it. I think these were a couple of skewers that I probably used in a craft project, and I just kept the top parts and, you know, probably cut off the back. Oh, you know what? I think I recognize what this is. From the video. I noticed when I was editing the video with my little room boxes, I noticed that there was this little thing that how the curtains were attached in one of the room boxes. That's what this was. So I cut off part of it and then put the eyelet on it so that this is like a curtain rod, and it looks like you have curtains hanging in the thing. So yeah, that's what they are. I don't need these, so they can go in that pile. And I have plenty of pens. This pen does work, but I don't need it. And I don't need this pencil, and I do not know why I wound the floss around it, or the thread, or whatever this is. I don't know. It looks like thread. I don't know why I did that. And so that can go. And I also know that I have one of these in my sewing kit, so I do not need that. And as far as the ribbon goes, I don't think I'm going to use it. So this can go, and this one can go. And we also have this thread. And you know what? I don't know if I'm going to use it. Probably won't. So what I've been doing is gathering the thread that I am letting go of, and I'm putting it into a big Ziploc baggie, and I'm just going to gift it all away. And I know someone who may have a place where I can donate it to, a teacher at a school may be able to use it. So I am saving all of the sewing supplies to give to them if they want them. So that's what I will do with this thread as well. So that takes care of the top part other than cleaning it out. So now it's time to tidy this part up and then move on to the drawers. This one doesn't have much in it. It's got some needles, which I can put those with my sewing stuff, and some fray check. This one looks empty, so this can go, but this one looks new, so I will keep that with my sewing things. Spray check is handy. You can use it for things other than just sewing, so I'll hang on to that. And then this drawer, let's see what all it has in it. I don't know what that is. So let me get all this stuff out, and we'll see what I have in this drawer. Well, in addition to these needles and the fray check, I also found this. It's a walking foot for my sewing machine, so I'm going to hang on to that. And I found this. I don't remember how old I was when I had this, but I'm going to keep this because I like it, and I could probably use it on my hair today. So I am going to put this with my hair things and see if I can use that. And I'm going to keep the buttons just because I like them. They say love, and I like pink, so I'm going to keep those just because I want to. Probably won't use them for anything, but for now. I'm just going to keep them because, you know, that's okay. But I also found some beads. I used to do some craft things with beads. I know I made some little mini purses, little tiny purses for my dollhouse. And probably had these for that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to use these for anything, so I'm going to go ahead and let those go. I can always get beads if I decide I want to do a beading project, but right now those are just not speaking to me, meaning I don't have anything that I'm thinking I want to use them for. And also have some ribbon and some thread that I can let go of, and this empty bottle and this thing here that can go, and so can this bag. So all of that came out of those two drawers. Let's move on to the next two drawers. We'll do these two next, and then that one last. Let's see. Looks like bobbins. Well, this is an easy drawer. A bobbin and a paper thing. I'm not sure if these are the size bobbins for my sewing machine. So these will have to go in a maybe pile, and if they don't fit my sewing machine, I will let them go. If they do fit my sewing machine, I'll keep them. And a penny. Penny for your thoughts. Well, this is actually what came with this cabinet. So you know what? I'm just going to put it back in the drawer. So when I give it away, if I give it away, which I'm thinking I probably will, that can go with it, and whoever receives it will know, you know, what it is, in case they care. They probably won't care, but just in case. And I know we're not supposed to do just in cases, but, you know, whatever. I don't care. It's going to be one of those situations where we're going to do it just in case. And so now let's see. Oh, we have packaging. Okay, let's see what we got in here. It looks like a bunch of needles and pins and pencils. Okay, I'm going to pull all this out. We'll see what we got. Are you on pins and needles waiting to see what I'm going to decide? Well, let's find out. This is just packaging. This can go. And you know what? I looked at these for a few seconds, and then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to use these. I didn't use them when I had them, when I first got them. So I'm just going to let them all go. Don't need them. I am going to keep the needles. There's different sizes, and you need different sizes for different purposes. And when you need a needle, you need it. I think at some point I will probably go through all of my sewing stuff again and then go, you know what, I don't need that many needles. And so I'll narrow them down. But for right now, I'm just going to keep those. And I was actually looking for these not too long ago. These are curved ones that you can use when you're doing a quilting project. And again, I would have to check these to see if they fit my sewing machine. If they do, I'll probably hang on to those. And I do have a sewing project that I have in mind, and I think these would be useful for that. So I'm going to keep those for now. I think these two look the same. Just the top looks a little bit different, so I don't need to keep that many. I don't need 900 pins. I mean, I probably already have some similar, but I forgot to bring my other sewing box in here, so I'm just going to go with it. And I'm going to keep these, and I'm going to let these go. And these are old. This is from a store that's been gone for a long time, but these are brass soap pins. I don't need them. I don't even know why I bought those. And these are not just safety pins. These are curved. So these are used when you're doing like quilting projects, or if you have something that's like thick that you're holding together. So I am going to keep these. I bought these specifically for that purpose, so I will keep those. But all of these things are going to go in the gift away and trash pile. I kept more than I expected to. Now some of these things I will be double checking to see if they actually fit my sewing machine. For instance, the bobbins and these needles, they may not be the right size for my particular sewing machine. And even this little foot piece, that may not, the walking foot, it may not be for my particular sewing machine. So I am going to double check those things. But for now, these are the items that I am going to be keeping. And I have a few things that are going to go in the trash. And all of these things I am going to be gifting away. Ooh, this is actually not gifting away. That is actually going in the trash. We don't need that. So all of these things, though, will be gifted away. And as for this, I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Because I think if I put anything in that, honestly, I'm going to forget I have it. I'm not going to pull it out and use it because that's what I did when I put my sewing stuff in it. And I bought it specifically for that purpose. So I think that's just how I am. Some things I need it to be hidden away and I'll go get it out, and other things, if I can't see it, I'll forget it. I'm kind of like a butterfly in that way. If you're familiar with Cass from the Clutter Bug, that's one of her things. I am a cricket and hubby is a butterfly. But when it comes to putting something in a box and, for the purpose of doing that, I will actually forget that I put it in there. And then it'll be 10 years later, I'll be decluttering it like this. So I think the best thing for me to do is let that go.
I didn't need to keep it, so I tossed it all away. Then I sort of left it sitting there another couple days, looking kind of messy till it started blending in, and I couldn't see it needed to be tidied up again. Part of it was sticking out, tripping up my stride. My path was getting skinnier, my junk was getting wide. Mindlessly, I added more to what I didn't need. My clutter mess was growing, like a yard full of weeds. It wasn't till I noticed that it bothered me a bit that I bothered to continue the decluttering of it. It took me just a minute. Okay, maybe it was 8, but the point is, I did it, even if I did it late.
I am going to use my Shark vacuum cleaner. My friend Diana Simplifies is an actual cleaning lady, and I asked her which vacuum cleaner she recommended because I needed to get a new one, and this is the one she recommended. It's not perfect, but it is a lot better than it was. So now I'm just going to wipe down the outside of this little thing a little bit so that it's not all dirty when I gift it away. And that is my tiny tidy for this Tuesday. And if you did a tiny tidy along with me, as always, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And be sure you check out that playlist in the description box below. I'll have a link for that, as well as Sunday Dawn's channel, The Helpful Home. She is the host of Tiny Tidy Tuesdays every week. I'll see you next week for another Tiny Tidy. Meanwhile, happy decluttering! There's my bubby. Did you get your tiny tidy done? Did you get your tiny tidy done today?